So I guess we've decided we're gonna be drinking
This is a big
on this one.
I got nervous earlier.
You destroyed that can.
I would have thought of being on camera scared me.
Welcome to my world.
No. Whoa, who's that? He popped in.
Hey, he's not Sherman, but I'm Sherman.
I popped in too.
What's up, everybody? It's Sherman here from Geek Psychology. This is my ESFP BFF4L
There's way too many.
today on
Xmas.
Xmas. Yes. I know you don't like them, so that's why I threw as many in as I could.
This makes me shudder. Also, I'm cold. This room is
It's
cold.
freezing. I say it all the time. Yeah, anyway, this is my ESFP best friend. His name's Corey, and we've been drinking a little bit, but that's okay. I just wanted to give you a little snapshot, a little insight into what ESFP and INFP interactions could be like. He's not really into personality type too much.
He has to remind me of my acronym every time.
Yeah, and that's fine. Yeah, not planning on getting too in depth in much.
Gives us something to talk about every time, though.
It's like, hey, have you heard about personality type? Do you know what you are? Do you want to figure it out?
Yeah, every time.
But yeah, so I brought him over. We're having a Christmas party today with my family and Japanese side and everything like that. And
I have no family.
Corey's here because he's in Japan too.
Right.
His family's not in Japan.
They're not. I didn't make a new one, so.
No.
Well, I did. Anyway.
Yeah. So that's what's up. So in this video, I just want to talk a little bit about extroverted sensing for you personality type geeks out there, and kind of get his perspective on life and on the world a little bit. No pressure. You're speaking for all ESFPs right now.
All right. Make sure I get it wrong. I like math.
Every ESFP says, I love math. That's all I want to do in life. I just want to sit in a little cubicle all day.
Add stuff together. Together. I was crying. A tear came out of my head. Think about that.
It burns.
Right.
The truth and the beer.
The truth burns and the beer burns.
Okay, what do you do? What do you want people to know about you, and maybe even your business? Put your hands up. And your business, or what you're trying to do with your life, or this. He's an ESFP. Okay, Hugh Hefner also did the same thing. Can I talk about that?
Go for it.
Because I already did.
I would like to hear about it.
Well, okay. Hugh Hefner is also an ESFP. Corey's an ESFP, and they both get paid to have a business where nude models and he takes pictures of models, beautiful women for a living, and I mean that's his life. That's something really to something to think about, but it's also something to think about in terms of personality type. He's created a life that works with the sensory aspects of photography, of being in the moment, of dealing with people, as well as turning that into a business, with his tertiary function, TE, extroverted thinking, right? Like using that, as well as I think it's also kind of a, I think maybe it's part of who your identity is. You're somebody who enjoys connecting one-on-one with people. Right? I'm just gonna keep putting my hand here.
I was trying to make a commercial.
But I mean, I think you get a lot. It's not just the sensory appeal. It's also connecting with this person and expressing who this person is through the photography, right?
Yeah.
And bringing in these different aspects, the scenery aspects of it, like flowers and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. So well that's exactly what I do. Like with the models, I don't like to do uh, fashion photography. I talk to my models and I ask them, what is your hobby? What's your favorite flower? Where are you from? And so if they're like very patriotic, we will use their country's flag as clothing, which I think is
Mm.
actually illegal. Uh, apparently, I learned this later.
Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Um, or favorite flower, and then I'll buy just a bunch of those flowers, and I'll decorate their bodies in that
Mm.
flower, and they will be wearing nothing else except for flowers. Um, but
Right, but
it's
that's
very
tied to
it's
the
who
identity
they
of the
are.
person, right?
Exactly, and it's artistic. It's not
Lewd?
lewd. Is that a word? I think it's a
Yeah.
word.
Yeah.
It's not sexually
Yeah.
uh,
It's not vulgar,
vulgar.
or is
There's a
that the
good word.
word? Like,
Lewd and
we don't
vulgar.
have
Yeah.
TI. We don't. Yeah. We
Anyway,
don't know the words.
hey Siri. No, just kidding. Just kills the camera. um, yeah, no, it's all based on personalities in
Yeah.
the experience and who are you?
Mm.
Like, yeah, I like it. But now my goals are so much bigger. I didn't realize that me and Hugh had so much in common.
Good to know.
Magazine.
See the power of personality type.
Mm.
Literally, like you can see people who have done things that are like, wow, I could do that. Like this person is doing something that maybe not in the exact same way,
Mm.
but this person has accomplished something in their life that is kind of a parallel to what I want to do,
Mm.
or what I could see myself doing in slightly a different way. And
Mm.
yeah, you can do it.
Acronyms.
I don't remember saying
I was thinking the power of acronyms.
the power of acronyms compel you. I'm going to talk a little bit about extroverted sensing.
Hmm.
This is your dominant function. So what that is it's kind of like the main lens that you see the world through. Okay, it's the main process. It's the main character within your movie of your life.
Hmm.
Like if you were to think of your life's movie, it might be something more like, instead of like the Truman Show, it might be more like Die Hard or something like that. Like the lead character is
Comedic
is
action hero.
is more of an adventurous, like, action
Bald
hero.
man.
It's an action hero,
Hmm.
you know. And so extroverted sensing it's a way of learning about the world, gathering information,
Hmm.
and like it's how you understand the world, right? But it's through your senses, through your mainly your five senses, right? So like whatever you can feel, touch, taste, smell, whatever is here is going to be like the most engaging and kind of compelling to move towards. And so what that means is like you want to engage in more experiences and enjoy life as it happens and kind of turn up the volume on life in the present moment, because the
Hmm.
more like you're gonna get more out of your senses if you're more focused on the moment. Like what's here now? What's more appealing right now? What can I experience now? Hands on, right?
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
It does. I'm just starting to think that maybe, just maybe, in a past life I didn't have access to all those senses, so now I really want to use them.
Mm.
Makes
That's
sense.
that. This inferior introverted intuition, connecting all the dots and the patterns. No, but something that's
I don't know. Why else would you want to touch stuff all the time? It feels like an overcompensation for something I couldn't do before.
that's a good point in a way. Like
In a way.
in in a way that's completely irrelevant, but in a way, no. But really, like people, your dominant function is going to be like it's the lens that you see the world through, and it's so over relied on
Mm.
that doing things in other ways kind of feels and seems weird a
Mm.
lot of times, until you like step back and you really understand that other people do things in different ways. And like
Crazy.
so
People.
I don't even have extroverted sensing like in my
DNA.
in my stack, in my DNA. It's not even there. It causes problems for me. I mean, you know this. We've known each other for 9, 10 years almost now.
Long ass time.
It's a long ass time.
Swore. Is that a swear word? Bleeped.
And so just a little bit of history. Like we met in a different city a long time ago.
Far,
10 years
far
ago,
away.
far, far away, still in Japan. And then we started working together at a bar.
We did.
And the bar was it's pretty interesting. You know, like customers would come and pay us and buy us drinks so that we could talk to them and converse with them and just be friendly
They just
and
wanted to look at us.
look at us. It was a foreigner bar.
It was a foreigner zoo bar.
Yeah. It was interesting. How did you feel about the bar? Like what's your thoughts about that experience?
Oh God.
I know there are tons of thoughts. Many things happened since then.
And many
Right.
things happened then as well.
And then.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, I don't know. What comes up?
What comes up? I thought it was a good experience. It was actually my second bar. The one I did before that was with the scum of the earth.
He's not watching.
He's not watching. He knows who he is though.
It's his self-label.
Just kidding. I actually forgave him in July, so I'm not supposed to say stuff like that anymore. But the experience with him actually kind of created a very good contrast with working with Matt, our other friend AJ, and Rob. And it was, I think, a mutual friendship where we would do everything together and had a lot of fun, versus the experience before that, which was very not mutual. One person had their own agenda, and I was trying to run a business.
Yeah.
But yeah, the bar was a good time. Honestly, like I wished that it was more of a business decision, but when I think of it, I don't think of it as a business, even though that's what it was supposed to be.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was more just having a damn good time with my friends.
Yeah. I mean, that's how I thought of it too.
Right.
Like, it could be so much more, but like when I went to work there, it just felt like I was hanging out with my boys and other people too, and just drinking and having fun. Like
He only worked on the weekends.
I did. 'Cause I worked
was
another
there.
job. He was there all the time.
I was there every day in the cold by myself.
And it took I wanted to, but I couldn't give in to like the chance, right? Because I mean it was kind of a risky situation in terms of a lot of different things that we're not going to talk about here, but
Yeah.
like
it was a sink or swim.
Yeah. And
It was.
we sank.
We sank.
but-
We sank because we didn't commit. I guess
because we didn't swim.
We didn't swim. Yeah, absolutely. It was very. Yeah, it was a learning experience. It was a huge learning experience, but we never used those lessons forward, which is actually one thing that I kind of regret. Is that we learned a lot, but we never did anything with the education.
Like when we moved to Tokyo.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had the opportunities.
I just never came. They came
moved
before
here
me.
before him, and then he came after, years
Everybody
after. And
was
then
doing
everything was
different
different.
stuff.
Yeah.
The original plan was to come to Tokyo together, open another bar, do the same thing, and succeed. I had a girlfriend in Nagoya. And then these guys were like, all right, we're done, bye. And they all moved to Tokyo in like a month.
Had the contract, the work contract, like we had to go, had to do something, decide or leave.
And then I was like, all right, bye. I'll break up with my girlfriend soon. Took 2 years. By the time I got here, he was working for the University of Tokyo. Another guy was like a headhunter for like scout scouting, consulting,
Yeah, I don't know.
consultant. I don't know. He just steals.
Scalping.
He just steals people from one job and puts them in another job, and then takes their money. It's a great job.
Gives them a better position though.
He does, but he also makes money.
He makes a lot of money.
A lot of money. He makes a lot of money. He's very successful.
He's an ESTJ, by the way.
What he said. And then the other one was still doing the same thing that he did in
ENFP. ENFP. Yep. Still kind of in the same.
Now he's
the same stuff.
A full-time actor and model, but.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I came here and I was like, all right, let's do the bar. And everyone's like, no, we're good. We're doing other stuff. And I was like, all right, guess I'll just do my own thing.
And I moved out and got married.
You got married, yep.
Then moved again, had a kid.
And then yeah, you did that too. And now we
hang out on Christmas.
And technically work together. Also, in the end, it worked out.
It's all the same.
It's basically the same.
We do the same thing.
We see each other a lot. We don't.
No.
We should see each other more.
It would be nice. It's difficult. It would be nice though.
Indeed. He moved really far away.
It's not that far.
It's
on the border of Tokyo.
But it's also a 30-minute walk from the station on the
20
border.
Minutes. 20 minutes. Unless you got slow legs. Which you don't.
I got super slow legs. Baby legs. I walk like this.
You can't see your legs.
Yeah, you can't.
No, we're not. We're in pants. Don't pan down. Don't pan down.
No pan, don't pan. But yeah. I guess that is kind of what it is. We had a lot of fun, but I feel like because I love to learn and apply the life lessons, and we never applied them to anything. The only thing I learned was never to F with the Yakuza. Hope you're not watching Yakuza.
They check out YouTube regularly.
Yeah.
English channels on how to
acronyms.
Personal development for gamers. All the Yakuza are on that channel.
Yeah.
But
yeah, long story short. Sorting. I was saying the word sword with the lisp.
Okay. I was like, that's not a sword.
It's
that's
a sort.
There's no W in there either.
They beat the shit out of us and kicked us out of the bar.
I never got touched.
I was the manager, so I got my ass kicked. They got to sit outside and listen.
Yeah, that was pretty rough. Like everything in me was like, I need to go in there and I need to like stop this, and I was heavily advised not to. Which is, I think, the best thing, you know. But it was rough. Well, you say like we didn't incorporate any of those lessons from the bar. I felt personally that I learned a lot about my morality, my morals, my ethics from the bar. I mean, you remember kind of like how I handled things a little bit differently, I think, than the other three guys, ESFP, ENFP, and ESTJ, right? I'm the only introverted guy in there. And I had a lot of issues. I had a lot of like struggles with I don't want to say faking friendship at the bar with the customers, but like like trying to be really friendly with people that I'm just like, I don't really know you, so I don't want to, like, I had opportunities to really do a lot of
rich old lady that was in love with him.
She wasn't that old, but
she wasn't old.
She was old when we were 10 years ago. 20s,
she was old. She was old.
She was an older lady.
We were what, 24, 25?
Yeah,
23,
yeah,
24, 25.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I was like, you have a daughter. How about your daughter?
Yeah, right.
But even then, like, it was, I had a lot of like ethical struggles with that.
Yeah, I remember that.
And so I did take those lessons forward, in the sense that like I tried opening up a little bit. I tried doing things that were a little bit out of my comfort zone. Maybe you noticed them, maybe you didn't.
Yeah, for sure.
A lot of times in Nagoya in general. Um,
Yeah.
and so I did, yeah, I felt like I did learn a lot in that sense, and I did carry those forward. But I didn't turn them into like a TE like strategy to advance my life, like a career strategy, or like I'm going to set up the plan for what I want to do, and measure the results, and like create another business or something like that. Does that make sense?
No.
All right.
And we're done. Dr. Sherman, thank you very much for coming out today.
I didn't take them into like, what you would naturally most people would naturally assume is what you do with lessons, is like, I'm going to use this and carry it forward to make something for my life. It was more of like an internal, like, kind of zoning in, like a GPS, like, this is actually where I am. Does that make sense? Like narrowing in on, like, okay, this is me. Now I know more about me because I experienced all this stuff that like kind of pushed me out of my comfort zone and put me in different positions and stuff like that. Did you have any of those kind of like interactions? I know I'm putting you on the spot, but was there anything like that's kind of on a deeper level throughout that whole thing that you did learn?
No. I don't know. It's well, there's the two sides of it, right? Like for me, like on the educational side, like I like to, like I said, like I'd like to learn something from every experience and apply it to my life, right? It sounds like you didn't apply it to your life, but it helped you just learn more about yourself, to become more self-aware based on those experiences. It solidified walls.
I applied it to me. I didn't apply it to like creating things.
Yeah.
Businesses in the world and things like that.
I guess if I learned anything at all, it was that you should probably try harder.
That's a hard lesson though,
because we were very reluctant to do
pass
things
out flyers,
right? Like it was like, oh, whose turn is it to go outside and try to get customers in here and this and this and this?
It would have been so easy though.
It would have been very easy. Also, if we had more everyday help.
It's always my fault.
It's pretty much just all his fault. Yeah. Okay. But yeah, no. But to be fair, in the end, the real crazy part is that did we not create an entirely new? Well, you lost all of your friends. I gained a bunch of friends.
I lost all of our friends.
You lost one.
Oh.
In the end.
I think he lost me.
You
That's
both.
what you're talking
about. You lost each other.
Yeah. I mean, that happened years later.
It did happen years later, but for me, I like from the beginning. We all know that I didn't get along with one person, but in the end, I got met. Like that. That's definitely a huge thing from that experience.
Yeah, it was weird. Like at the start, like, cause you came in like to the group of the three of us, who have known each other for like 7 years or something like that at the time, and so it was like, who is this Canadian guy?
Who's the Canadian?
That says pasta. Like I don't know what he's talking about. Eh?
Pasta.
Pasta, that's what we call it in Michigan. Pasta. No, but it was like, who is this guy? And like, we let him in, and like, completely, like your friendship and your involvement in my life has been something that has changed it, and changed the direction.
Yeah.
And it started because of that bar, and it would not have been anything, I don't think, if it weren't for that situation, right? And that experience of us, like, okay, hey, you're our manager, our boss now, as well as our like companion in this adventure. Let's try to make the best of it. And we did kind of half-ass it.
We did,
but I
we
do.
did not half-ass becoming friends.
Yeah.
We had a lot of fun.
Full-assed that.
we had a crazy ass time.
Yeah.
It was a lot of clubbing, a lot of reggae events. He loved reggae. I never even heard of reggae before I met him. That was a lot of fun.
That's something actually I wanted to talk about too. You said you never heard of reggae before me, right? I don't want to talk about reggae, but I mean I do. I love it. But what I want to talk about is like the dating scene. So I had. Can we talk a little bit about this?
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to get too in depth into it, but like, I had studied pickup since like 2001, okay, 2002. So I was in high school. It was a little bit. I was 17, right? I was like, I need to get this stuff handled in my life. I don't understand people. I don't understand women.
Classic ABCD.
PUA? Oh, no. INFP.
Yeah, that one.
INFP, yeah.
I'm assuming
really
it's
doesn't know any acronyms.
Assuming that's his
personality. I studied how to date better and how to like build rapport and talk to people because it was a struggle for me. And there are tons of different motivations for it, but ultimately I feel like it was because I don't understand people. So I want to understand people better. And I want to set myself up for a better position in my life so that, when I do meet the person that I need to be with, that I can do it. Right? Like I've slain all the boars, done all the quests so that I can approach the dragon, right? Yeah. And it was something that I needed to do, but I remember so many times you saying like I now I have to think about this stuff because you guys brought that into my life. Like before it was like that natural approach of like this is the moment, this is the experience, why overcomplicate it, why overanalyze it? Like just
it ruined my life.
Read
Seriously, he did. He ruined my life. I never thought about him ever. Not even what is PUA? Like why?
It's Pua.
It's Pua. It's another.
It's like Pumbaa from Lion King, but it's Pua. It's his friend.
It's horrible. And I used to and I didn't even realize it, but like in that area of life, I had no issues whatsoever. I never thought about it, and it was really comfortable. Just talking and having fun with people. And then he was like, "Oh, by the way, like if you use the this and do this and this and this, you have a better chance of this and this and this." And I was like, like why did you what? And so now every time I put myself in that position, I was like, all right, so fuck, so what do I do? I did carry the one. And then
There's always math included.
It was horrible. I hate. Yeah, I didn't like knowing the the inner workings of it. It's like just do it.
Yeah. Well, and I think that speaks a lot to what I was talking about before about extroverted sensing being like in the moment and like taking advantage of the experience as it is and like riding the waves of life, like surfing on whatever comes and not over analyzing it, not just doing fun. Like the introverted intuition and I stuff, like it's just completely focused on like what is now and how can I have more of now because now is what's good. I like now.
I do like now.
And then
this
when
lamp is really hot.
But now, yeah, and so I think that's something to think about for people out there who are trying to understand ESFPs more as well.
That's me.
That's you. That's you.
Cool.
It's just like that desire to just experience life as it is and not overcomplicate things by adding on all these like rules and things that just don't I can't say they don't matter because they matter for me. They've completely changed my life, right? But I was coming from a different place than you, right? And also like that inner world and like that kind of holding back and studying and analyzing things, that's where a lot of for extroverts, that's where a lot of like the demons are, right? It's like when you gotta stop and like lock yourself in a dark room and just stare at the ceiling for 30 minutes, like that'll drive a lot of extroverts crazy,
Well,
right?
I honestly, I don't like it. I've actually started recently. This may be something we need to talk about later, but I've noticed recently that there's a lot of like I've noticed that I get self gratification without doing anything because I'm so disconnected from what's going on inside and outside. So like I'll imagine this whole scenario and then I'll go through every detail in my mind and then I'll never actually do it in real life because I'm like I guess I get confused and I'm like, oh, I did that.
Okay.
But it's got long.
No, I can talk to that briefly. We'll talk about it after, but like you probably in the future, like when you imagine seeing things, you probably see it associated, which is like through your own eyes. I think a lot of ESPs do that because you're more in the moment. So like when you imagine the future, it's just a guess, but you see it through your own eyes. And when you see it through your own eyes, your mind is like, oh, okay, we have that. We're associated with it. We're connected to that. So we don't need to go for it anymore. Like we've already got it.
Yeah.
Right? And so if in the image in your mind, if you dissociate from it, if you see it like third person, right? Like looking at yourself doing it or whatever, your mind will be like, oh, okay, there's something here that like we don't have. It's not us yet. Unconscious mind. And so yeah, just kind of separate it. If it clinks back in, just do it again, just until it sticks. And I think that'll help you a lot because that's something that a lot of people struggle with is like seeing themselves in it and like, oh, I got it already, and then they don't try. So it's the thing. Think about it.
No need to talk later. Got it.
No, there's so much more. But, well, this is gone like 26 minutes. Actually, more than that. Anything else you want to? Oh, I wanted to read some quotes.
You forgot the quotes.
This is what I'm gonna leave. I had to get in for facial recognition. All right.
First.
I'm not gonna stop recording.
All right, I'll be back. Goddamn it.
We've only just begun to live. No. Life wasn't cold before you. That's what he just told me. It's good. It makes me feel like a human being. See, I gotta go to the bathroom too, but I'm holding it. Sucking it up. Not sucking it up. That's awful. I'm maintaining my composure. Let's see how creepy we can make this. It's a dinosaur. Nobody does.
And can I move you?
Scene. I never stopped.
Action.
It.
Okay, so quotes.
Okay, just two quotes I wanted to talk about. Don't read them.
I was reading.
No, don't.
INF and NF.
Two quotes I just kind of wanted to bring up and just see what happens, and we'll continue on. The first one. Okay, ready? We're so busy watching out for what's just ahead of us that we don't take time to enjoy where we are. by Bill Watterson. Bill Watterson is an INFP. He's the guy that created Calvin and Hobbes. We've talked about Calvin and Hobbes quite a bit. I know that that's kind of like a spot for you.
It is. My brother wrote that.
I love Calvin and Hobbes too. The comic, yeah.
Tiger.
Yeah, I don't know. What do you think about that? Like, we're so busy watching out for what's just ahead of us that we don't take time to enjoy where we are.
Basically my entire existence.
See? Yeah. That's why I chose that.
Yeah, I guess. Well, it actually kind of ties into what I just said, where it's like I spend a lot of time trying to plan that and then kind of live in the future, but also here doing the thing. But yeah, yeah, I definitely don't slow down. I think is the problem.
How do you know where you are? We don't take time to enjoy where we are. How do you, like, what tells you this is me, this is who I am, this is who I'm now, I'm me, I'm Corey? I know that's a big question.
I honestly I have not been that in a very long time. I don't know. I have a quote on my whiteboard right above my computer screen.
My old bedroom.
His old bedroom. That says, like, the moment that you feel comfortable is the moment that everything's not okay.
Woo. I feel that one all the time. I was talking to myself about that one today when I was walking to pick you up at the station. 20-minute walk. I was like
30.
Yeah, it's not. It's 20-minute unless you have baby legs. But yeah, that's a good quote.
And I think about that a lot, but I also think it's kind of that double-edged sword where it's like it might not be a bad idea to chill out every once in a while, but I don't. I always think about what's next. Yeah. Like I'm not very. Yeah, I don't get satisfied easy, which is horrible because in the dating world, it doesn't fucking work. No, I never live. It's funny because you say that I live in the moment. I need to experience the moment, I guess. Like,
I mean, from my experiences with you and just personality.
No, in the moment, I have a lot of fun, but I'm never. I don't know. How do you do that?
You want me to
explain?
To quote you?
Yeah.
Tomorrow, Corey.
Oh God.
And today, Corey. Right? Tomorrow, Corey is gonna hate today, Corey.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? That has like solidified a lot of what extroverted sensing is for me. Like, engagement in the moment is all the things, right? Like, is so important that you would, tomorrow I'll deal with whatever happens. And we all do all these things. They're all parts of the human experience, but for different people it becomes a habit, it becomes a behavior that encapsulates who you are, your personality type, your identity, right? And I've heard you say that several times, enough that I'm quoting it now, right?
So I hate to-do lists.
Yeah. That's more TE stuff, right? It's going to. I know. I'm not telling you. I'm telling them. That's going to be a struggle, but that is also a place that.
It is.
To work on.
I guess that makes things a little bit more clear, because I do I plan tomorrow, but I live for today, and even though I'm like I need to get this done to get the thing tomorrow that I need to do, I do like one of those things because I'm like, oh wait, but that thing is so much shinier than
the
this
bird
thing.
Outside.
I'm gonna go play with the bird outside.
Anything outside. Yeah.
Exactly. I like shiny stuff. I'm also a photographer.
We'll put all the details and stuff below. You can do a blurb. What is that? Like a spout? You can spout lore about yourself.
Spout lore. The mighty Raven.
His last name's Raven.
It's
freaking cool. Mine's Sherman. In Japanese, it's shaman, which
That's
is
sweet.
why
He's
part of
got
the
the
reason
shaman.
why I say I'm Sherman.
Sherman. I always thought he was a tank.
That too. We're related.
Mm.
Just
To
a thing.
tanks.
Did you know that?
What?
I have tank siblings. Today, just take time to smell the roses. Enjoy those little things about your life, your family, your spouse, friends, job. Forget about the thorns, the pains and problems they cause you. Enjoy life. And enjoy life.
That's that glass half full life.
Yeah, I mean, does that bring up anything? I think the first
It
quote
is.
was the one that I instantly went to, but
Well, it's
no, I
funny
thought
because
this
I literally not more than 5 minutes ago, or 35, right? 10 minutes, 9 minutes ago, I went to the bathroom. Matt was nice enough to give me these warm slippers, and he's in the cold feet. Oh, he's got slippers now. I didn't even
I'm wearing
notice he
slippers.
had
I
slippers.
snuck slippers
He
on.
snuck some slippers. I didn't even know that. He's not as cool as
I
I
wasn't
thought.
gonna tell him. I wanted him to feel good about himself.
I thought he was just being selfless and gave me his nice warm
It
slippers.
was.
Anyway, I went to the bathroom and I had to take the slippers off to go into the bathroom, and I realized that the contrast that was created out of getting warm slippers now made going into the cold room even worse. Right? And I literally, in my mind, was like, wow, that's a terrible way of looking at this. I was like, I should probably be more positive about all of the awesome that I had before coming to the bathroom. But really, I was just like, well, it sucks right now being on the cold floor. I'll get the slippers again, but that's stupid.
Yeah.
That's literally what happened over there. Yeah.
That's interesting.
So, yeah, in my mind, I was like, well, if I just never had the warm slippers, everything would have been just a neutral cold.
My feet would have been ice popsicles anyway, and it would have been
would
fine.
not have had to go through this experience of stepping on cold tile. Put that one in.
I said you didn't have to take them off. You just didn't hear me because I didn't want to yell into the mic. But
he needs a pipe with the background.
Okay, it's completely different. That's not at all what we were talking about.
I'm just saying, it's just that thinking, like, hold on.
If I had one.
Was that ASMR?
You want to hear me smoking a pipe in ASMR? Everybody. Interesting. Yeah, that's interesting place that your mind went with that. Like.
So that was kind of that thing that don't focus on the thorns or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? It was like, that's exactly what I did. Like, there was all of this positivity, but I was like, fucking thorn.
And it's also tied to the moment of like the sensory moment. Like, this is feet cold now.
Yeah.
Don't like feet cold now. Past Corey was happy Corey. Future Corey will be happy Corey. But feet
right
cold now Corey is
not
a happy Corey. Interesting.
Yeah,
It was.
It was. It's great now. It sucked then.
It's still cold, but you just got used to it. You acclimated.
I'm still fighting the shivers.
Yeah. I guess you haven't acclimated.
No.
That's your hands like.
ASMR.
Oh, God. I haven't done ASMR stuff. I've never listened to it. I tried once and I was like, this lady like chewing in my mouth. I don't like it. You know, I don't like I don't like people chewing. I think they should close their mouths.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. It's a cool thing. It's like a hip invention that you can close your mouth and eat without spitting food everywhere and making noises. But yeah, I know some people are into it.
They do. They like it. I feel like that's an ASMR thing. Can on teeth.
I don't know anymore. I think we should wrap this up though.
And we're back. He's still here.
I'm still here, but I didn't know what you were doing.
I was trying to do the outro.
I saw you moving around. Anyway, thank you very much for checking out this video. I hope it was beneficial in terms of understanding like an ESFP's perspective a little bit on things, as well as seeing an INFP interacting with that. And not everybody's going to like just instantly meld like this. INFP and ESFP, like we've had a lot of experience together, and we've learned, I think, a lot about life from each other. I certainly have from you, and I just I wanted to put this out there as something that you guys can get some value from, some benefit from. So thank you very much for watching.
Side note, real life. It's not the side note. I was gonna say, I actually, like, as you say that, and I kind of realize this, and I may have said this in a drunken stupor before, but I feel like you are, I don't know about all this personality stuff, but the one person that I've clashed with the least in my entire existence.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think we've ever had like a, why I gotta.
No,
right?
No.
But I've had that with like most every single person in my life. There's been a moment of like, yo, that's not okay. But with you, I feel like there's never been a hey.
A hey.
Like, right?
Yeah,
like a hey. There's never been a hey.
Talking to you now.
Okay.
I'm an INFP 9, so there are a lot of aspects with that, I think. But I really haven't felt like I'm pushing my identity down in order to blend with this, in order to maintain harmony or anything like that. Like it's been like there are no conflicts with here, because he's got FI too, introverted feeling, like leading by the conscious and feelings, and like what makes sense.
Also, number 2. Okay, you said 9 earlier.
Yeah, he's a 2. He's an ESFP 2.
Oh damn!
What have you done? But we're not going to talk about that. I think you're a 2. You might be a 7, but I think you're a 2. Somebody will point it out. Anyway, it's never been about that. It's been like more like I resonate with you as a person, and our approaches to reality, although they're different, they don't like clash in a deconstructive way. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, like I've never experienced anything like that.
Both just really easy going.
Yeah, very chill, right?
Super chill.
Yeah. So
the only time I actually have problems with other people is because they have problems with me. So
just don't have problems with ESFPs, and you'll get along with ESFPs perfectly.
That one is 2.
Twos.
ESP and 2. It's like squared.
All right. Goodbye. We're gonna cut off right there. We're good.
All
right. If you want to know more about personality type, INFPs over here, I guess over my face. ESFPs over here. We'll put some stuff over here. Keep up the lifelong questing. Good luck. Have fun.